Hyundai's Exter has set the tone for modern small cars in India. This tall car is making a tall claim. Can it be that one do it all small car for homes across India? By extensively modifying the Grand i10 Neos, the Exter has turned into an impressive small car. It's small but spacious. It's affordable but attractive. Its price and value equation is good too. It looks outdoorsy and travel friendly. But it isn't the all-rounder it seems. It's a Gen Z car. It's at home in the city. It's a smooth talker and impressive so long as it's not stressed or rushed. So if you were looking for a calm city commuter for elders in the family or for first-time buyers, the Exter will impress. But if you were looking for that all-rounder for the family to rough it out with, to load up with luggage for weekend trips, then the Exter will fall short. The tallness of a car is a great indicator of its practicality or ruggedness. The Exter is trying to convey a little bit more of both when compared to the Grand i10 Neos, on which it is based but is much taller than it. It's even taller than the Tata Punch. Its tallness and that face are the Exter's defining traits. Those deep-set eyes have personality in them. Mischievous, secretive, or just angry. Either ways, I like it. Hyundai designers like fooling around with new age ideas, which is why they've replaced the cliche of the chrome grille with that shimmering sci-fi and arty piece of plastic. They've used that treatment all around the car, and I really can't complain about it. From no angle would you connect the Exter to the Grand i10 Neos, on which it is based. It looks completely different, from that square face to those modern design touches. Yes, it is taller, but it's also trying to be more practical with 20 millimeters of additional ground clearance. It's wider too, but its length and wheelbase are the same. So it is impressive that the boot space has gone up dramatically. But keep it in mind that that number is on paper. In the real world, it's not going to make other hatchbacks or bigger SUVs feel awkward about the boot space they have to offer. I felt awkward and lost in the back seat of the Exter, a bit like a child wearing adult's shoes. It's that spacious. Even if you were 6 feet 6 inches tall, you'd have headroom to spare. There's plenty of legroom as well. That makes for an impressive headline. But that's not the entire story. Because in the Exter, you don't feel like you're sitting in an SUV high up. You feel you're sitting down low, like in a hatchback, like the Grand i10 Neos. My guess is the basic seating position hasn't been changed from the Grand i10 Neos, which is why you sit low, which is why the seat base is angled upwards, and that's a good thing. It provides support for your legs and improves comfort. But the shape for the seats, the angle for the seat back, and the cushioning aren't great for longer distances. But for city trips, this would be good enough. In the back seat, the Exter is offering 3-point seat belts for all 3 occupants, but there are only 2 adjustable headrests. Take the hint. 3 in the back will be a squeeze. The best place to be in the Exter is in the front seats. They just hold you better and will feel more enjoyable for longer drives. The cabin of the Exter is also enjoyable. It feels well put together and well finished. The design isn't flamboyant, but it is attractive enough. And yes, the dashboard has been lifted unchanged out of the Neos, because that's a big cost saving. Some of the cost saved was added back to the Exter. You can see it with the equipment. For less than 20,000 rupees more, the base variant of the Exter, when compared to the Nios, is offering you 6 airbags instead of 2. You also have the option of ESC, electronic stability control, for more safety. The Exter offers a dash cam, a digital driver's instrument cluster, and a sunroof, all of which were not available with the Grand i10 Nios. It also explains why the top spec variants of the Exter are so much more expensive than the Nios. Hyundai has doubled down on many fronts to make the Exter wow. On the engine front, that isn't the case. It's available with only one engine option, the same one that you get on the Grand i10 Nios, and is also the base engine for the i20 or the Venue. This engine is impressive because of its refinement. It's smoother and quieter to drive than the 3-cylinder that you get with the Punch. It won't stutter or hesitate when crawling around in traffic. It will cruise calmly on the highway. So if you are a slow and steady kind of driver or are inexperienced, this will do just fine. But this engine lacks depth. If you wanted to travel faster or travel with people and luggage and then carry that load up a mountain, it would feel lethargic. Which is why we'd recommend going for the AMT. It's one of the best AMTs around. It's smooth and quick. The paddle shifters make it feel more involving to drive as well, and it just makes driving the Exter more hassle-free. We do think that the dual clutch 1-liter turbo petrol would have made this a better all-rounder. As is, this engine has been tuned to balance ease of driving and fuel efficiency. So driven calmly on the highway, we saw it return between 18 to 20 kmpl, and it will do about 13 kmpl in city traffic, which is good enough. The Exter suspension is good enough for a particular kind of usage. If you're driving in the city with a light load and driving calmly, it will feel like a breeze to steer, to brake, to park, and even over rough roads. But if you were to break any one of those rules, or worse, 2 of them, then the Exter's suspension would not feel as mature or sophisticated as its looks suggest. With a load going over potholes or coming off speed breakers, you'll feel that thunk from the suspension. At higher speeds over rougher roads, it will feel loose. The best way to enjoy the Exter is in the front seats and in the city. The lifeless steering and the body movement will not be a problem in peak hour traffic. So it isn't a car that drives you, but it will transport you comfortably, provided you travel calmly. The Exter's promise was a tall one, to be the perfect all-round small car. On many fronts, it delivers. It sets the template for modern small cars with its appeal, its refinement, spaciousness, equipment levels, and value. But to be a true all-rounder, it needed more sophistication, more maturity, and confidence under the skin. Its suspension and engine needed to be more versatile for highways, for rough roads, and for loads. But if you were looking at the Exter as a city car for calm and sophisticated commuting for you and your plus one, it will still impress. However, if you're looking to spend 10 lakh rupees, then Hyundai's own Venue and Maruti Suzuki's Baleno. These are cars that won't offer you as much equipment or as much wow, but they will prove to be the better all-rounders your family was looking for. So what are you going to pick?